Wrestling is fake. Or at least that's something everybody says until someone ends up in the hospital. This past weekend in LA, we have Raja Jackson on the left. He's the son of the UFC legend Rampage Jackson, who went full-on final boss mode on Psycho Stu on the right at a local wrestling show. Now, what you're about to see here as I break down this video for you isn't a slip. It's not an accident of sort. What we're going to be looking at here is Raja Jackson slowly but surely spiraling into a senseless rage that would cause one man to be on the floor to be hospitalized, another man being escorted out, and the live stream that would broadcast this entire thing in 4K resolution. Let's go break down how this whole thing just turned to like a performance art to like a felony assault.
He beat the fuck out of him. Yeah. What about, where's the real McKill at? Where's he at?
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
Just to kick things off, we have a show known as the Knox Experience. The Knox Experience is basically a local wrestling show that is being hosted by the Knox X Pro Wrestling Academy. And Raja Jackson was going to, make his visit and meet up with all the wrestlers behind the scene. Now, mind you, Raja Jackson is an MMA fighter. He's not a wrestler. So there's a lot of things that wrestlers do that MMA fighters don't, and the same thing vice versa. I'm just going to play the clip, and I'm just going to let things roll. You can see for yourself, and then we'll break things down.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, hey, I think that's a little...
Oh, you don't sell it?
Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking
Bro.
worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
So the wrestler that you just saw that approached Raja Jackson and was like, what, you don't know me? You don't know who I am? That is Psycho Stu. So you saw Psycho Stu took a beer can and he smashed it on Raja Jackson's head. Now, of course, he didn't really smash it onto his head because you can tell Raja Jackson wasn't fazed by it at all, but Raja Jackson still took that personally. It was very clear that Psycho Stu read the room wrong. At least according to him, he felt like, there was a cameraman in the backstage, is recording everything, all the interactions, and then he felt that Raja was in on the act, so he took the beer can, he hit him upside the head with it, and Raja Jackson was just simply not playing along because, like they say, he wasn't a worker. So just to be very clear on what happens here, when it comes to wrestling, when you're on the clock, even if you're on backstage, the show goes on. Sometimes there's many instances in wrestling that the cameras are still rolling even if they go to the backstage. So you're still in character. When it comes to MMA fighting, that's not the case. You fight in a ring and then that's it, you're done. But with wrestling, sometimes you wrestle in the ring, you leave the ring, you leave the stadium, and you could be in a parking lot and you end up in an all-out brawl in the parking lot. Sometimes if you're on the clock, you are still in character when you are a wrestler. Psycho Stu thought Raja was in on the act, and obviously that wasn't the case. Psycho Stu just read the room wrong.
So I understand where you're coming from. I'm a little hot right now, so let's go ahead.
You know what's a good thing about this? Now I can make it something. Because I'm going to have you run in and fuck that motherfucker up in the mat. You ready for that?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Right. Talk to the president.
Yeah, if you can do that for me, I'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, it's going to all work out.
Yeah, as long as I can do that. Yeah.
I apologize.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were a worker.
I get it.
We're not working out. Well, he's going to come out on your mat, too. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
know what I'm saying, Oz? We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your mat so we could fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying?
So one of the wrestlers approached Raja, or at least speaking on behalf of Psycho Stu, and was saying something along the lines of like, hey, maybe later on we can, have you come up on the ring and you can fuck Stu up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll just settle it or something. Which I think was a very dangerous thing that he said, because we're not we're unaware of what Raja is capable of. We don't know what he's really going to do, but considering that he's a guest, they thought, hey, you know, maybe he just wants to wrestle. So let's give him that. Just as a way of saying we're sorry, let's give him an opportunity to wrestle with some of his favorite wrestlers. And then later on, Raja would then approach Psycho Stu. They would shake hands once again, and Psycho Stu would go on to explain himself. So then this same wrestler that was speaking to Raja previously was saying like, hey, y'all, like maybe we can make something of this. This is kind of setting a stage for Raja to do something to Psycho Stu, because he's hearing all of these messages like, hey, like, we'll give you a chance, you know, you could fuck him up, and hey, let's make something out of this. So this was kind of spelling disaster here. Now, I'm gonna fast forward all the way to like the time where he's at the ring. Basically, Raja Jackson is watching the wrestling scene, and Psycho Stu is already at the ring, and Psycho Stu is doing his performance as usual. Then you have Raja Jackson, who is anxiously waiting to get up on the ring. And he was saying some things to himself, to paraphrase, he was saying some things along the lines of like, yo, by the time I get there, I'm not holding back. I'm gonna fuck this dude up. And then I think one of the wrestlers that was at the corner, or one of the referees, was telling him, give him his receipt. So basically, apparently it's a thing when someone says, give them their receipt, it's basically saying, hey, based on a previous incident that took place, you got the green light, go right ahead, fuck them up. And this is what would happen. No! Get on So I'm not gonna play the rest because this would be violating YouTube's terms of service. I'm not trying to get my channel in trouble. To put shortly, Raja would approach Psycho from behind, body slam him, get on top of him, and proceed to strike him across the face at least 20 times. Psycho Stu was basically left on the ring bloodied. There were many wrestlers that approached the ring and pulled Raja Jackson off of Psycho Stu, and they pinned him onto the corner of the ring. They were trying to calm him down, but soon after, he was just escorted out the ring, out the venue, and then he just was walking down the street to his car, along with his cameraman.
Tired of motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real shit. One of them was a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day, I'ma stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
I'm sorry, I'm really just trying to figure out who exactly is the bitch here. Like, you jumped into the ring and you snuck up behind Psycho Stu and you body slammed him only to strike him across the face nearly 24 times. To the point that you had other wrestlers that had to pull you off of him and pin you to the corner of the ring. And suddenly one wrestler just bites you, and then suddenly that wrestler is a bitch. Like, I'm really trying to do the math here. But I will say this, what this clip does show is that there's something really wrong here with Raja. Raja was on edge the entire time he was at the venue ever since that beer incident. He did not let that go. It's actually even scarier that he even accepted Psycho Stu's apology, shook his hand numerous times, let Psycho Stu even explain himself. And Psycho Stu, he read the room wrong. He said it himself. I don't think there was anything else that Psycho Stu could have done to rectify that situation. And then here comes Raja just taking the opportunity to just not let up on what he was going to do. Like, this whole thing just sounds like premeditated murder here.
Hello?
Hey, where the hell are you at? I told you to double leg that motherfucker and start welding him. I just saw the video.
Shit pissed me off though, Andre.
I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up. He's fucking in the ring, fucking flatline, bro.
My bad.
You didn't have to do all that shit. I understand y'all had heat. You didn't have to.
So after the chaos, he's in the parking lot, distant from the venue, with his cameraman. Mind you, they're still streaming, by the way, and he's on a call with somebody. And this somebody is telling him that, dude, like, I saw the live stream, I saw the video, like, what the hell happened? I'm hearing word that he flatlined. And what does Raja say in response to that? My bad. Like, what? This isn't one of those like, oh, maybe he went too hard on his performance. No, this is not a performance at all. What he just did was, I would say, allegedly, is attempted murder. Because the person on the line literally said he flatlined. And all Raja had to say was, my bad. Like, this isn't someone just going hard on their performance. That was clearly not the case. What we just saw here was someone on the phone being told that someone flatlined, and instead of thinking, oh my God, I may have ended somebody's life live on stream, your reaction was my bad, like as if you just spilled hot coffee on somebody instead. Now, let's keep it a buck real quick, because this is wrestling that we're talking about, right? This is performative art, yes, but there's a lot of trust that is built when it comes to wrestling. There's a reason why a lot of people within the wrestling space kind of consider themselves like friends or even family, because there is so much art and performance into it. It's a matter of trusting the other performer that they won't do anything wrong, because every punch, every body slam, every chair that they whack you in the face with, you have to trust that performer that they will not literally hurt you. This is all choreographed. We all practice this. I'm hoping that you do not hurt me. Then you have Raja Jackson that just steps in and just drops an entire nuke on that trust, both in the wrestling community and on the live stream. Like, there's literally no self-defense to what Raja Jackson did, because everything was caught like in 4K resolution on live stream. Like, when they told him, yo, this is your receipt, give him his receipt. He basically took that receipt and says, yeah, I'm gonna take this receipt and use it for a felony assault. As I mentioned before, Rampage Jackson is the father of Raja Jackson. Rampage Jackson went on a tweet and will go on to say that I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. I've been confirmed that the wrestler Stuart Smith, aka Psycho Stu, is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him moments before Smith's match. Raja was told that he could get his quote-unquote payback in the ring. I thought it was part of the show. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. As a father, I'm deeply concerned with his health and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset that any of this happened, but my main concern now is that Mr. Smith will make a speedy recovery. I apologize on his behalf and to Kick for this situation. So he did confirm that Psycho Stu was hospitalized and he's currently in stable condition, which is pretty good news. Thankfully, he didn't die. But I will say that Rampage Jackson did disclose one thing, that Raja Jackson suffered a concussion just a few days ago. He didn't even say like a week or so ago. He said a few days ago, and he had no business being in that environment to begin with, especially in an environment that promotes physical contact. So now knowing that Raja had a concussion, not only is he unfit to be a wrestler, but he's also mentally unfit to be in any of those kinds of shows to begin with. And I also like how Rampage Jackson pointed out that, oh, they said that he could get payback. And I already pointed it out in the previous clips when he was told that, hey, you can get your lick back, give him the receipt, or hey, maybe you could beat the shit out of him when we bring you into the ring. Like, all of this kind of spelled disaster for Psycho Stu especially, because you're just leaving things out in the open. Like, you're talking to an MMA fighter. You need to be very clear with, hey, you're going to be in a ring. This is what we expect of you. We invite you into the ring, but I need to lay down a few rules before you just jump on in. The entirety of the tweet, I will say, shows more accountability than a lot of celebrity apologies that you may have heard of the past several years. And it sounds like a father that is torn between defending his son versus holding himself accountable for what has happened. Even though Rampage Jackson had nothing to do with the situation directly, he feels in some way responsible for his son's actions. Now, let's make things very clear before I just end the video. This isn't just Raja just wrestling, because this wasn't wrestling at all. This was ego unchecked. This is Raja just not just getting his lick back after what Psycho Stu did to him. This is more him just burning his career alive in front of live audiences, both in the venue and on live stream. And whether these charges may be pressed on Raja Jackson or not, it goes without saying that the live stream will live on and will scar his career for at least for a very long time. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the courts. I don't know how they're gonna go about this, but I can guarantee you one thing: we may never see Raja Jackson enter another wrestling venue again after what we just saw here. And until then, that's really all I have. You let me know what you think. I just thought this whole shit was crazy, and I just had to share it with y'all. But that's about it. Peace.